I'm Miles Kopeka. The company I work for is Wakanda Food Accelerator. We work with amazing food and beverage businesses, and we help them scale. So we bulletproof them essentially so that they can succeed in retail. My involvement with the Smart 10 program at East Rand Mall was to assist the entrepreneurs in the program to firstly understand what their challenges are in the business. And it's interesting that you think that is an obvious thing, but often the entrepreneurs themselves don't understand what their own challenges are. So once you get them to understand, it's much easier for them to start applying some of the solutions we have for them in place. So the first part of the sessions is honestly just a lot of listening. You become a shrink to the business owners, because they have to exhale and get their frustrations out. So that takes a bit of time sometimes, but it requires patience on our side, that's for sure. And after that, you start building them back up because I think, as you can imagine, post-COVID, there's a lot of stress most of these businesses have suffered, including the entrepreneurs. So building them back up and turning them around and actually giving them the agency to know that it's up to them to fix the problems is one of the biggest and most important things we do on the program. Of course, the biggest thing about the program is the implementations of the solution. And that's what we've been doing for the last 6 or so months, is to make sure that once the solutions are put in place and the entrepreneurs have understood what they need to do, is that they actually do them. It's always the hardest for the first intervention to be put in place by the entrepreneur, because they think, why must I do it, or would it work? And especially with the entrepreneurs or businesses that are run by, I guess, the entrepreneurs who've been in the center for long, they think they've seen it all and done it all. And sometimes the changes we are asking them are counterintuitive. Like, for example, one of my case studies has, we met the ladies and when we told them some of the solutions that they should try, one of which was to remove the luggage in their shop, because they obviously own a really cool luggage shop, except it was full to the rim with bags. You couldn't even walk in. And we said, no, you gotta remove some of the luggage. They weren't keen because obviously the logic to them was the more stuff you have in the shop, there's more stuff to sell. But eventually, I think it was around the third visit to them, they started listening and they started putting the bags within the bags to create the space. When we saw them a month later, their sales had gone up, I think, by 40%. And this was obviously amazing to them. They didn't even think they had it within them to do that. I can assure you that doing the other solution 3, 4, and 5 was so much faster, because now they'd seen the success with the first solution.
I think the Redefine Smartten initiative is a wonderful initiative in terms of adding value and unlocking value for tenants, specifically your smaller moms and pop tenants compared to your national tenants. It's really great to see how tenants embraced this initiative and how they came on board to listen to what the experts have told them. We have seen great performance growth. We have seen improved experiences within their stores, great displays coming forward, and small changes that started to make a big difference in their lives. Coming from a marketing background, it's easy for the on-site team to build a relationship with tenants and that it becomes kind of stale. Getting outside experts to join the Smart initiative just refreshes our whole take in building relationships with tenants. They really like to see experts and really listen to them, which was great to see and experience. I would like to see the Smart initiative being extended for longer than a 6-month period. I suggest that we go to a bi-monthly revisitation with the tenants after the 6-month period, just to give it a little bit more longevity.
At the end of May, it will be my 6th month at Solvay in East Rand Mall. It's been an absolute wonderful experience. The Smart 10 program was absolutely a great help. Really helped us. Advertising took our hands, we grew, Smart 10 program was absolutely amazing. The team really walked with us hand in hand from the beginning of December. We had a meeting each month. They helped us advertise on their digital screens. They helped us advertise on their Facebook. And yes, it was just an amazing journey with them. We are working with a social media company, and we are more active on our social media like Facebook, Instagram. I think the Smart 10 program was really great, and I would suggest that to all tenants where possible. Miles came in and he did a motivational talk to our staff, which was extremely great. And it wasn't all about Sorbet, all about the store. It was also about motivation, getting our ladies positive. We appreciate it.
Hi everyone, my name is Lizette Snelgar and I am one of the franchise partners at Sorbet East Rand Mall. My business partner and I, who is also one of my sisters, we have been the franchise partners at Sorbet East Rand Mall from 1 December. We took over the salon at the busiest time, and it was also hugely exciting, and we were most grateful to discover that we were embarking on a journey as a smart tenant, which I'll tell you about a little more in a moment. When we took the salon over in December, we were hugely excited to discover that we had been identified as a potential Smart 10 tenant. We then met with a team and we realized that we could benefit enormously from the relationship with the team. They were a multidisciplinary team. They worked with us on all facets of our business, and it was really a journey of discovery. It was great to build relationships with the Smart 10 team. They supported us, they worked with us, and also I think opened our minds in terms of what we can do. So having an internal locus of control, as opposed to saying, well, you know, what can the store do, or what can the mall do for us? So it was a collaboration that we found worked for us and really assisted us in growing our business, driving the strategic issues, and ultimately achieving our goals. The impact of the Smart 10 program on our store has been great. We started a number of new initiatives. We are working with a social media company. We're learning so much about what works and what doesn't work, and a lot of it is trial and error, but we know that we're working with reputable companies. We also introduced a number of new things in terms of understanding our business. So for example, something like trading density, which we didn't understand previously, and we now know what it is that we need to look for. So there were some very key business principles that the team shared with us, as I said, around trading density, comparing information year on year, comparing us with similar stores or retail businesses in East Rand Mall, and that was of course extremely helpful. Understanding how the mall operates, and then in our business, making sure that we really focus on our guest experience. It's something that is so important to the Sorbet brand, but more importantly, important to Sorbet East Rand Mall. What is our guest experience? How do we bring our guests back? How do we improve on our retail sales? How do we make our presence felt within the East Rand Mall community, and then of course also in the Sorbet group? So working with the Smart 10 team, of course, was great for us from day one. We got to meet them in their various roles. They were always open to ideas and suggestions. And I think what was great is that when they could see that perhaps we were on the wrong track with something, they very quickly stepped in and said, look, perhaps we can do things differently. Let's think about things differently. So they really challenged us to think about our business, to think about the Sorbet East Rand Mall in the context of the group, also within the context of the East Rand, and challenged us on many things. We also used the opportunity to continue working with the team. And yes, the Smartten program for us as a tenant has come to an end, but certainly the relationships we've built with those people will stand us in good stead going forward, and we're confident of that. So the relationship with a landlord as a tenant is always a little interesting. However, having a good relationship with the Smartten team, we felt that we have moved a little closer to our landlord, and when there is an issue, we do talk to them. And yes, as I said, I think it's always a bit of a challenging relationship. Every tenant will tell that to you. But I think, you know, when there is respect on both parties, from both parties, then, you know, we can ask and we can work together. And through the team, our representative in terms of our landlord has always been available to chat to us, and we're very grateful for that. So in conclusion, around the Smartten program, we were actually quite disappointed when we realized it's only 6 months. We would have loved to spend a bit more time with the team because the insights that we've gained has been great. But as I said, I think the relationship that we've established with them will stand us in good stead. And we don't really see it as the end of the program. We just see it as part of our relationship with the landlord, with the Smartten team, and we will continue working with the individual members as we build the relationship, and we will continue to use the learnings through our experience with the Smartten program.
Hi, I'm Imran Kaur. I'm the owner of Sugar and Spice Israel Mall. I like the Smartten program. I think it's very informative. It's very teaches you, it gives you the right tools to conduct your business in a better way. We did have some impact, some positive impact on the store in terms of the cues and the information that was passed hand on to us. But unfortunately, we couldn't do everything because our store was under renovation, and that took a long time, unfortunately. So we couldn't implement a lot of the things that we wanted to. The changes that we've made, that we've noticed a significant difference, is that our customer relationship. We've realized that customer relationship is very important, and we were neglecting that part of the business. Obviously, you know about it, but we sort of neglected it over time, and it just brought us back to that focus. The most important thing that I've learned from the Smartten program is that everything, that business can be changed, and the way you look at things and the way you perceive things is not always the truth. You can make a difference to your business no matter what business you are in, and no matter what situation you are in. You can always improve your business, and there is always ways of improving. They're small, sometimes very small things, but things that add up at the end of the day, end of the month. The Smartten team, I was very impressed with. They know, obviously they come with a lot of experience, hands-on experience, world experience, which they also come from different business backgrounds, which help you to kind of see things that you don't see, because we are in one industry. We are focused we only think in a certain way. When you have people that come from different backgrounds and different industries, it opens up your mind to say that there's different ways of approaching business, and there's different ways of being successful in business. Honestly, I think this is a very good step forward towards the landlord and the tenants kind of a relationship, because previously it wasn't there before. So this is definitely a step in the right direction, and it's something that we hope to see more of in future. In conclusion, I'd like to to say that I hope that Redefine continues with the Smartten program, and even if we don't help me as a tenant, you help others as well, so that everybody feels this connection between the tenant and the landlord.
My name's Kulla and I represent Hermes Leather and Luggage. Our store Hermes is located in East Rand Mall and we have been there for 3.5 years. The Smart 10 program was very good for our store. The impact on our store, it increased our turnover. In our store, we've made the store less crowded and we got rid of handwritten signs, sales signs on our products, and we've rebranded our goods, in different sections. From the Smart 10 program, we learned more about merchandising. The team was fantastic. They were really great. Very, very good team. It brought us a lot closer to the landlord.
Okay, hi, my name is Sumari Brits and I represent Biltong and Nut Hut in the East Rand Mall. So I am the owner and manager at the Biltong shop. So the Biltong and Nut Hut has been at East Rand Mall for almost 16 years now. It's a family-owned business, so my father used to be more involved, but the past 4 years I've taken over. So yeah, now you can say more or less 4 years that I've been at East Rand Mall. Okay, so the impact of the Smart Tenant program at our shop has really been phenomenal. So I can tell you guys that it's given me a completely new way of looking at things. Definitely how we do our displays at the shop, and also for us looking into how a customer sees our shop. And yeah, just new ways of thinking about simple stuff, but yeah, doing it in a different way has made a major impact on us. Okay, so my thoughts of the Smart Tenant program is that it's a great initiative for all malls, and from our side we are very grateful to have been part of this. Some of the changes that we've made at the Biltong shop has been to improve our display windows and just fill our shelves with more stock. So just to make sure it looks full and so that people can see we are a Biltong shop and not a gift shop as that it was previously. So that was some of the major changes we made. So what I've learned from the Smart Tenant program was to just keep things simple and not overcomplicate the way we see our business, and rather keep it simple and take whatever is good in your shop and what is your main selling point, and improve that and also show customers that. Okay, so my feedback about the team was Jock, excellent. He was so involved in the whole process. Miles definitely opened my eyes to see new things. And Fradine, well, she's lovely. We always see her here at East Rand Mall, and a great face for marketing. And from my side, I was happy with them and they made me at ease, and they had great ideas that I can now implement in the store. So my relationship with Redefine before the Smart Tenant program, to be honest, I wasn't really aware of Redefine and their involvement in East Rand Mall, and afterwards I can really see that Redefine has now shown us that they want their centers to improve and they want the tenants to do good and increase turnover, and isn't that why we're all here? So I look forward to what this Smart Tenant program is going to do for us as a small business and where it's going to take us in future. And so from our side, thank you so much.
My name is Fayaz Ali. I'm the owner of Allison's exclusive men's boutique. We located closer to Entrance 1 in the East Rand Mall. So between the East Point and East Rand Mall, I've been 12 years trading here. I think on the East Rand Mall side, it's been 9 years now. Look, I was quite happy to have met with Jacques and the other gentlemen, very knowledgeable. I think it's the first time that we actually had some kind of interaction with management on the level where we could discuss issues that are relevant to our business. How do we market it better? Normally we have marketing meetings and so on with management regarding the overall marketing of the entire mall. So this was nice that it paid specific attention to my store. And obviously based on the fact that I wasn't in the store for probably a year due to my COVID illness, it was the right time for them to have stepped in as well, because we were relaunching to some extent, getting the store back on its feet. So their input was invaluable, if I can put it that way. So as I said, look, it's important. I'm a one-man show, so I own the business, I do the marketing, I do relatively some of the sales. To have somebody else, another input, another brain thinking about how best to serve my business, that's why I said it's invaluable. So we could bounce off ideas. We then looked at what would be the best options available to me to market my store. And we would look at one or two things, and on a weekly or monthly basis we'd meet. I would have liked for them to meet a bit more often and a bit longer, if that's possible, to discuss in greater detail what needs to be done. I think an hour session a month per store might not be sufficient to really get to the crux of what needs to be done to improve a store. So coming back to what you asked me, we implemented a few things in terms of marketing. So one of the programs that they want us to do is to have a fashion outlet near Foschini store, which they providing for me. I provide the clothing, they provide the avenue in terms of boxes or whatever it is. So that's one of the recommendations that I made to them, to say, look, I would want to display my goods because I'm a boutique, a more upmarket kind of thing. Can't you get, and I show them photos and they love the idea. So it's a collaboration between myself and the individuals, and hopefully it's going to work. We're on show from tomorrow. So it's a trial and error, but I think it will work. We're confident. So the difficulty we as independents have is that we take our businesses very personally, as we should. The other difficulty is that you tend to initially be very excited about it as you set things up, but as you get into the motions of life, you then don't pay as much attention to the detail as you would normally do when you start things off. So having an independent eye walking in, criticizing to some extent, and criticizing I mean in a very positive manner, not in negative at all, to say, you could improve on this, small little things that needed to be changed in the store. Nothing new that I didn't know about, but I just never did it because there's always something more important to do. And yet those small little things have some kind of meaning in your business. And I needed that push from somebody to say, look, next month they're going to come, they're going to tell me the same thing. Let me pay attention to it and get it done. So from that perspective, it's almost like a policeman activity to say, listen, somebody's watching over you, which was good because although we're adults at some point, we need that as well. So that for me was a big criteria to say somebody's overlooking, somebody's going to pay attention, somebody cares about my business. It's another individual who's equally educated, if not more educated than myself, with greater experience perhaps than me. But they don't have the experience that I would have in my own business, because it's my business. I know what's important in my business. I've been running it, I started it, but the combination of the two is important. And that's what I find to be invaluable. If they could run these programs for a longer duration, not just, as I say, an hour a month. An hour a month is nowhere near sufficient if we're going to go into the real crux of how we're going to market and get things off the ground. So that's my appeal to Smart 10. Let's make it Smart 20 if you want to. But you know what, give us sufficient time. Or bring it down to 5. If you can't cope because of time, make it a Smart 5 program. But give me the time. If you've allocated time to me, allocate sufficient time to make a big impact in my business. We need that. There's nobody in the mall that I can come to discuss ideas. This was the first time ever that we could discuss ideas with someone who's on a management level, as I would say, as myself. I'm educated. I have an MBA, I have a law degree, I have various, and I have 4 degrees. But it's not sufficient. We need somebody else who's a marketing expert. I'm not a marketing expert. I have ideas to run my business. With their help, with a marketing team coming on board, with other ideas from them, I think we'll be on a better footing now. I've already been able to bring the business back to pre-COVID levels. With difficulty, it's not going to be easy, but we need to go beyond that, and that's where I need their help. From their marketing teams, with the different ideas, I may be doing something wrong. Somebody needs to point that out to me. So tenants generally have landlords are not viewed in the best light when it comes to tenants, because all you do is take our money. That used to be the case in the past, and I'm being quite honest about it. I had very good relationships with our management. We have excellent people, thankfully, that are running the mall. Even the previous management, we had very good relations with them. However, with Smartten, it took it a little bit further, because they could specifically look at my business in its entirety. So what I found a little bit lacking as well, aside from focusing so much on marketing, there wasn't somebody that looked at the financials in its totality, and I think that the two go together. And that would be another recommendation, to have somebody who's really obsessed with finances and finding solutions for us to be able to fund our businesses better, whether it's through Redefine or any other company or banking institution, whatever it may be. Because if you don't have the finances, you can't run the business. And often it's a question of, you want to do some marketing, you want to do the sales, you don't have sufficient funds because of whatever reasons. Business, that's how business is. If we could get someone who understands finances a lot better, combined with the marketing experts, turnaround strategies, that's what we require. And that's what we're hoping to get from Smartten. So you've come a long way. You're almost there. I think we just need a little bit more assistance, if I can put it that way. It's not that I want to pass on my burden of running my business over to Smartten. That would be silly. I'm still the owner of the business. I still need to take responsibility. But if we could get expertise, which I don't have available to me, except via Smartten, that will have an impact on my business.
My name is Babongile Mqwati, and I'm representing Vela Flora at Eastern Mall. We've been here for 5 years, going for 6 now. I think the Smartten program, I think it's a wonderful program. I have learned a lot, and they also taught me a lot of things that I need to implement, which some of them were a bit difficult at first, but at the end, yeah, they were incredible. The Smartten program was a very wonderful experience for Vela Flora. I've learned a lot during the program. They also recommended some of the things to improve the business, and of which some of them I think they're a bit difficult in the beginning, but at the end I feel like they were incredible. I have also implemented some of the tasks that were given to me, and which I have seen results, wonderful results after those implementing those tasks. Obviously, we have seen an increase in sales, which I think was the main purpose of the program to us. I have tried to put more flowers to make the kiosk look fuller. We have made the following changes because of the Smartten program. Number one, we have tried to make sure that the kiosk is full all the time, so that it can draw more customers, and so that customers can also pay attention. I know that when the kiosk doesn't have enough flowers, that turns the customers off a bit. So yeah, I think that's the main thing that we have implemented. I have also learned that we must make sure that the kiosk is attended all the time, and also we must make sure that we respond to our customers quickly. The feedback that I have with the A-team, because that's what I would love to call them, the A-team, is that even though some of the things were very good ideas during the program, but some of the things I felt like it was a bit difficult to implement, and they were time consuming, number one, and number two, they were gonna cost Velaflora a lot. So I just want to say thank you very much, and I really appreciate all their help and all their support. They must keep it up. And also I just want to appreciate the fact that they also understand if maybe you are unable to implement some of the tasks. So yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning, I call them the A-team because they help me a lot. Okay, the Smartten program has impacted my relationship with the landlord. Okay, first and foremost, I have a very good relationship with the landlord, and it was not that difficult at all, maybe to improve the relationship, but I think it has elevated my relationship with the landlord to another level. Okay, in conclusion, what I would like to recommend to the Smartten program is that they must just bear with the tenants if maybe they recommend something and only to find that it's impossible to implement whatever they recommended at that stage. The Smartten program was a wonderful program for me, and it has elevated my business to another level.
My name is Valencia. I'm from Kingsmead Shoes, Eastern Mall. We've been here since 2021, September. Well, I think of the Smartten program that it was very helpful in terms of merchandising and marketing. Because since we're a new store, we had limited marketing, but with them giving us the marketing exposure that they have, it was very, very helpful. The impact that we had on our store because of Smartten, as I said, we didn't have a lot of feet. So with them giving us the exposure in terms of the exhibition, although we didn't sell much on that spot, however, we had a lot of customers that were going to the store. It was exposure. So, and a lot of customers, they didn't know where Kingsmead was or what was Kingsmead. So it actually gave us a lot of exposure in terms of feet and obviously budget-wise. So it was very helpful. The changes were made to the store as a result of Smartten. So we have kiddies, right? We have kiddies, which is at the back of the store. So we didn't put much of advertising, as in like the sleds and the shoes that showcasing kiddies, because we have a lot of hanging for kiddies. So Smartten gave us a plan on how we can actually do it, which it actually helped because it is more visible now. And our men's, it is on the side because ladies shop a lot, so men's, we have just a bit of men's on the side, so it was not much visible. So actually with Smartten, they actually helped us to find a spot where it can be visible as well. And we had prizes, so our prizes were facing the tills instead of the front of the store. So they actually made us tilt the prices so that they can showcase the prices or the promos. So when we had promos and when we were tilting the prices, they actually were very much visible and we're calling a lot of customers. So yeah. What I've learned from the Smartten program, marketing is the key. So marketing. So that's what they were mostly about, which is very helpful. So that is exactly what I've learned. Their marketing was very good, which is helped us a lot. Even though we thought that our marketing was good, but with them helping us in some other aspects, so it was very helpful.